That night, he did not sleep. He went to her cot and he was just watching over her. I said, Oshe, guardian angel.
Guys, being parents here in abroad. Nice.
He choke.
Parenting
is continuous. It's a continuous journey.
It's an institution.
Yeah, it is an institution.
You keep learning.
Babe, that was a Rema word. I didn't expect you to say that. Remember the day she fell from the bed? God. My husband cried.
I cried.
We're so clueless. We did not know Jack.
Even me, I was like, even to carry data, I'll be scared. Like, let them know how to speak, listen, and understand Igbo.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Joy here. Joy with a very beautiful face. You already know. And with me here is my husband.
Ezeayom.
Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. If this is your first time, do well to like, subscribe, share. You cannot be enjoying premium content like this and you have not subscribed, and you have not liked, and you have not shared to your loved ones.
Progress?
Are you an enemy of progress? Ask them. Are you a what? Enemy of progress.
Keep sharing.
So today we're going to be talking about the things we wish we knew before becoming parents. Guys, it shock you.
Shock me.
The things we wish we knew before becoming parents, guys. The lessons. I feel like we transition from just being us to having to add a beautiful human who literally took all our attention. I won't say all our love because obviously there's still love. It's just that we now had to, it was almost like we didn't know that our love could stretch. And Adadije came and just stretched the love. You wouldn't even know your heart. We didn't know our heart was so big to contain the kind of love we have. Okay. Anyways, I don't want to digress. Without further ado, let's jump right in. So the first point will be the constant change with our child. Now, I know I wouldn't say I've experienced watching a child grow. I've never had a child before. My husband has never had a child. So our baby was the first in our care. You know what I mean? So I think the highlight of her for me is just watching her grow. So one moment she's wearing 4 zeros and the next moment she's wearing 1 0. And changing. And you see her
changing. Is that growing?
I'm telling you. And she's growing and she's, you know, and everything is just happening at the same time. I remember when she started crawling.
I was so scared.
Was one literally carries his heart. Any small thing, say,
well, my heart will be shaking.
You know, so and these are the changes that we didn't know. And you know, with our daughter, the time frame between when she started crawling and when she started walking and running was less than a month.
Like,
it was so fast.
Her growth was so fast.
I'm telling you, like it was so fast that we couldn't keep up. At some point, we were like, "Is everything okay?" Because
she didn't even walk. She
didn't
running.
Walk. She just stood up and started running. She didn't walk because
she'd be running.
It was almost like
I'd be like,
because when she walks, she thinks she wants to fall, and she's like, you know. And it was such a beautiful thing to see. That is one aspect of change. What aspect of change do you think?
Her energy.
Her energy, like it's something you cannot keep up with.
You know, knowing a little child is just fragile. The next high energy, boom, like she'll be doing things like.
It's how she climbs our bed for us.
Like her energy.
She climbs from like, and you're literally watching her. You're holding your heart in your hand, like,
and she doesn't. She doesn't give up. She hold it like. Sometimes you ask yourself, how? Sometimes did I the one that brought her up to the bed, or
did she come by herself? I'm telling you, she's now 2 years old, and it hasn't stopped. I mean, I think it comes with the territory. You don't stop worrying. You don't stop. It's just something that we are now gradually getting used to. But that is something we did not know. We did not know that having a child will keep your heart in your hand. Like, God, I don't want her to do this. I remember the day she fell from the bed. God, my husband cried.
I cried. I said,
he cried like a baby. That night he did not sleep. He went to her cot and he was just watching over her. I said, Oshe, guardian angel.
You know what? Sometimes I will do one like this. Let me know if sometimes I will like put my to know if she's still breathing. Like, oh man, It's not easy.
It's not easy, honestly. The second thing we wish we knew before becoming parents is that children will make you become the better version of yourselves.
Yeah.
You know how people always say, oh, whatever you do, your child is watching, your child will do it. We thought it was just a joke until we had our own child. Do you know that in our home right now, if you don't want our child to do what you did, hide it from her? Because say she sees you open a cupboard, she has taken note. The next thing she will go there, open that cupboard. She will do that thing you're doing.
If you're bringing your clothes, she will just bring it and scatter it.
She knows exactly. So I feel like it has also helped us be more conscious with the things we
do.
Yeah, around her. Yeah. Even the way we talk, like certain things we say, there's certain things we like in our home we don't use foul languages. There's certain things we don't say. Even when
just like the way you do call me Obi.
Yeah, Obi.
She like calls me like Obi. So imagine my house calls me stupid man,
she'll say that as well.
Like
when my husband comes back now, the next thing she's like, Obi, because that's what I call my husband. Obi, and you think it's a joke. She understands every single thing, and I think it has also helped us try or thrive to become better people.
And if you notice, sometimes if you're happy and smiling, she's also smiling.
Yes.
Then sometimes if you see us or maybe see one of us frowning face,
she'll frown.
You notice that she's not happy.
Yeah, she'll just.
And that moment, you guys, the mood change. She will jump.
She'll be so happy. I feel like our child's an angel. Like she goes with the flow. Do you get what I mean? Like if we're sad, she's sad. If we're happy, she's happy. Like, there was a day. Remember the day you got a call? I don't know what happened, and he was so happy. The next day, my baby was jumping. She was so happy.
She'll be more happier that she'll jump and dance and.
So I think that also has taught us, like I said, that taught us to be mindful of ourselves.
Yes,
it has also helped us to intentionally be happy around her. Intentionally, like even do you know now? Even with my husband, when we have a ritual, when he comes back, we all go hug him, and my daughter now does a traditional dance where she dances for my husband.
Welcoming dance.
Welcoming dance, and that's because she sees that every time my husband comes back, I go to welcome him at the door. So that is also we just making conscious efforts to make sure that we have a happy home and a peaceful home, because the children see these things, they understand it, and we didn't know, to be honest. The third thing we wish we knew before becoming parents is that parenting will make us team players.
Yeah.
Guys.
Division of labor. And you know one thing, being parents in abroad is different from being parents.
I'm telling you.
Guys, being parents here in abroad is not easy.
It's joke.
Honey.
No. I know, right? Like it's teamwork. And just to chip in here, I'm grateful for a very supportive partner. I'm grateful, to be honest. What are you feeling like? Rest! I'm grateful for a very supportive partner, a man that understands. And I'm thankful because he didn't just start in abroad. He's always been that person, even back home. My husband does the dishes very happily. He cooks when he wants to. He does things he needs to do around the house. And he said, even before we migrated to Australia. So coming into the system wasn't difficult for him at all. It was like a piece of cake. While me, I was still trying to drag my feet to do certain things. So I'm grateful for a partner that understands what teamwork means. What it means to put all hands on deck to get the job done.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to parenting, understanding that it's not the woman's role. It's not the woman's role to do this. It's not the man's role to do that. We put combined effort and make the home a happy one. So I'm grateful for that.
That part of my life, that's why I told my mom.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking that she
was maltreating
me. How can you come in the house and divide things? Divide work for everybody. Me will do it. Everybody has what you do. It's like both mates, you have what you do. You the boy, you have your own thing to do. So then I thought she was maltreating me, but it was when I came of age I actually know that
she was
actually.
Special shout out to my mom-in-law. May God bless her soul. She's resting now in the Lord, but special shout out because she did a good job raising this man. I won't even lie.
So you're saying it. Say it again.
Rest. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that. But another thing we wish we knew, before becoming parents is that we'll need God more than we ever did. If you watch my videos, you know that I'm very big on God. I'm a Christian. We are a Christian family, and we intentionally inculcate God in everything. Very emphasis on intentionally, because sometimes you think it comes with the territory. No, we intentionally call God. We intentionally put God in all that we do, and this is because that is the kind of home we want to build. That is kind of children. That's what we want to show our children, that God is the ultimate. Okay, when it comes to praying together, for example, we are very intentional about holding hands. This is something that we always do. And now our baby, whenever I want to pray, she's like trying to hold our hands because she sees us holding hands.
I know what she normally do sometimes. She will shout,
amen. You know, and she's barely 2, but she knows amen. She says fire. I want to say fire. She says fire.
No matter how old your child is, make sure you pray in front of him or her. Don't just go and put your child in her baby cot and be praying in your room. Pray where she is.
Let her see what it means.
Let her see what she means to pray. Because now, once we hold our hand, first, once we started praying, teacher will now remind us
to hold our hand.
And the next thing you see her shouting, Amen. Fire. Like, you know that, wow.
I'm telling you.
Like, sometimes you see her like this. Just, you know.
And you'll be surprised at how they learn. How fast they learn. You'll be surprised. Just, you know how they always say, before you go to bed, read a book to a child. That's how it is with prayer. Always involve them. Even then, when we was praying, my husband used to say, we'll carry her and sing them with the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, you know, and she understands. Even if she's not doing right, she's doing, you know, but that's also to let her know that, okay, well, this is where you come from. This is what we're all about, okay? And God has been so faithful. I don't even want to talk about the aspect of just how God has been so faithful in navigating parenting for us. If you watch one of my videos when I talked about things I wish I knew before becoming a first-time mom, I remember I mentioned how clueless we were, you know, as first-time parents. We were so clueless. We did not know Jack.
Even me, I was like, even to carry data, I'll be scared. Like, wow.
We did not know Jack. So this leads us to our next point, which is that parenting is a learning curve, which we did not know. Obviously, we knew we didn't know anything, but when we got in, we realized that it was deeper than we could ever imagine, guys. I remember at the time we brought our daughter home from the hospital. My mom was supposed to come, but for some reason she couldn't make it, so we had to navigate it ourselves. And I remember coming home that day, and I asked him, I was like, baby, what did we do? And we looked at each other. I was like, he said, I think we need to date her first. I'm like, no, she needs to eat first.
How do we hold her?
What do we do? Well, you know, and we were so clueless, guys. We were so clueless. We did not know how to navigate. I remember even going on Google to type how to date.
YouTube.
On YouTube. YouTube was my friend. Oh my God. Thank you, YouTube. I'm sure then YouTube will have said, what kind of clueless people are these?
Actually, funny questions. I know one fun about YouTube. No matter how stupid your questions,
don't have answer.
Don't have answer.
No matter how stupid your questions were, there was an answer.
Thank you, YouTube.
I'm telling you, thank you, YouTube. Seriously. So then we were literally Googling everything. We were literally searching everywhere how to beat a baby, how to turn a baby, you know. And I remember even then my baby couldn't like pass poo very well because she was constipating. We became scared.
You didn't know.
We didn't know what to do. I remember I was crying and my husband had to go from work. I was like, what's happening? I'm like,
okay, call people zero. It was so proud.
It was so funny. Like we were laughing about it now because we got past that stage. But at that moment, it was one of the most difficult things for us. And mind you, she's still the best gift for us. It's just that we were looking for the best way to love upon our child and be there for her. Okay, so that learning curve is something I feel like even when we have other kids, it may not be as difficult as it is right now because we've passed that stage, but it will still be. We'll still learn because the things we've learned having one child, by the time we have two, we have to learn more things to be able to take care of two different children with different personalities. Okay, because the way our child is behaving now, her sibling will probably not have that kind of personality. Okay, so we'll still have to keep learning. So I think parenting is continuous. It's a continuous journey.
It's an institution.
Yeah, it is an institution.
You keep learning.
Babe, that was a Rema word. I didn't expect you to say that. I didn't say
Parents I go school.
No, you go school.
I don't chop my school fees.
You don't chop am.
I don't chop my school. I don't chop my school fees. I go school well.
Chop am. He said parenting is that, and I didn't think about it like that.
And I went to the best university.
Yes.
University of Nigeria and others. They are only two universities in Nigeria, you know.
You are digressing.
I'm not okay.
You're digressing. You're digressing.
Sorry for another day.
Anyway, like my husband said, parenting is an institution. And by institution, you know what that means. It's a continuous phase of learning. You keep learning, you keep uncovering new things, you keep learning new things, better ways. Even when the child goes from the toddler stage to a preteen, we have to keep learning how to be there. Even now,
you keep learning.
Yeah, even just to support her and be there. Another thing that parenting taught us, I would not say we did not know about this, but I think parenting just magnified it, is that family is everything. In all you do, home is home.
Home is home.
Family is everything. On different occasions, many occasions, I might be outside and I'm just telling myself, I just need to go home to my family. I just need to go home to my family. And I'm trying to say with you.
Sometimes I'll be like, like I'll have I'll be at work, maybe 2 hours to go. I feel like, I just wish I can just rewind the time. I'll just go to meet with my family,
You know, so family is everything. So we've realized that it is us against the world, right? It is our family, our little growing family against the world, against what anybody thinks or whatever anybody perceives of us. It is our family against the world, okay? Because in our journey of parenting, we've had to meet people, good people, amazing people, different, and you realize that no matter how that person is, they will never be better than your husband or your wife or your child.
Children.
No matter how good another child is, that child will not be better than your child. Do not ever magnify that person over your family or that man or that woman over your own, the one you have in your home. So it just goes to say that what you have is greater and better than whatever you see anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Comparison, I always say, is the thief of joy. The moment you begin to compare your family or compare your child,
that marriage is end.
That home, that
child
family,
will be happy again.
Do you understand? Everything will just go south. Okay, so like I said, even when our child was growing up, thankfully, by the special grace of God, she hit all her milestones even before her peers, and that is one thing we're grateful to God for. Even now. But in a situation where, or for certain things that she hasn't started doing, or she's still in the process of learning, I would never compare my child to another child who is in her age, who is already doing that. Does that make sense? So,
because sometimes it doesn't matter how and when the child get to that stage.
Exactly. As long as they hit it, that's what matters.
Encourage them. Don't compare them.
There's no comparison. Just keep loving up on them. Keep pointing to them. It also goes to like ourselves as parents. Okay, I remember when we had our baby new, we had a bit of back and forth around, okay, what do you do, what do I do, what's our role in parenting? You're supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that, but I would never ever compare. So anyway, my husband wants to give the last point,
but it's also an advice. I'm an advocate for this. Anybody that knows me knows that I advocate a lot for this particular point. If you're an Igbo
or
Yoruba,
anywhere,
or Hausa, or anywhere, teach your children your local language.
That is a point.
Coming down to where we come from, Man Igbo, original Igbo.
And I'm Brahman. Let the world know.
Teach your children Igbo. If you're in Nigeria, if you are in US, if you're in Canada, if you're in Australia, anywhere you see yourself in this part of the world, I see it as an abomination. Like my ancestor, we even be disappointed at me if my children can't speak Igbo. Because one good thing about it is that if you're abroad, your children speaking your language shows them that they are somewhere
they come from.
So whether you like it or not, one day they will want to, let me go back. Let me even go where.
Let me see where
this language is originated from. So please, I encourage every parent to please let them know how to speak. Let them know how to listen and understand Igbo.
If possible, write.
Not if possible, let them know how to write Igbo. If you are your local language, make sure they know in and out of it.
Mm.
And funny enough, if you do that, if they grow up and doing it,
It gives you joy.
It's like it gives you joy seeing your children, speaking,
being able to interact
with you.
Yes.
Okay, imagine you travel home. Maybe their grandma, they can't even communicate.
True.
Please, you know how important it is for you to feed your child or children food. Make sure you take this very, very important. Teach them your local language.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that. I know my husband is, guys, I didn't tell you, my husband is an advocate of Igbo. Like, he is very big on it. We are Igbos, I'm sure you already know by now. But one thing I wanted to just add is it's not just about Igbo as well. Like, if you're Yoruba, Efik, anywhere you're from, because I think there's something about living in diaspora, living abroad, because you are in a different setting, you're in a different system. Your child can easily forget where they're from. Do you understand? I think in this part of the world, what makes you different? First thing that makes you different is your name. So, say for example, my surname is Ezeayom. If you hear it, you already know, okay, this person is not Australian. This person is native. Okay. Now, if your child is bearing that name and cannot speak that language, or don't even know where they come from, or cannot even find his or her roots back home, then there is a problem, if that makes sense. So I understand where he's coming from. I'm also an advocate of speaking your native language.
And you know that some parents are so careless that you see some children don't even know how to pronounce their name, their Igbo name. Like they have an Igbo name, is in their certificate or birth certificate, but you will tell them, what is your Igbo name? Like, it's so. Ah, God, please, please. If you're a parent, have you made this mistake, please try possible best and do something about it.
And we're still learning. Don't get us wrong. We're still learning. We're just learning, but it's something we think to just put it out there because we say it all the time. So even to our friends, a lot of our friends know us that we like to advocate for it. My husband is very traditional, by the way. Like he grew up in the East, if that makes sense. So I get where that is coming from, but also just have that in mind.
See, it's not just about where you grew up. Just like me, my family live in Lagos. Though my parents decided for me to grow up in the East. But it doesn't matter where you grew up, anywhere you find yourself, make sure you protect your origin.
Yes.
You understand? Make sure, because at the end,
that's what matters.
All of us go still go down. Go by like when I like it, we know
still go back home.
Yeah, so please.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, just look at Diche now. Like you see how I compare with Diche in Igbo language.
My husband does that. Like, guys, he speaks
Igbo. Like she'll be doing it because she might not be able to speak well now, but she hears me.
True. Anyways, thank you guys for watching our video. Let us know in the comment section if any of these points resonate with you. This is us just sharing our little experience, so I'm sure a lot of you also have experiences. Do also put it in the comment section below and let us know if any of those points resonate with you, what you think, if you want to add or subtract to it. What is your opinion about what we talked about? Okay, thank you so much for watching our video.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, be a part of this community, be a part of the good things that is happening here. Share to your friends. Thank you so much. And until next time, bye.